Aloha, everybody. What's happening? Let me make sure everything is set up right here. Oh, how y'all doing, guys? I know it's early. It's a little early. I always come on a little bit early to make sure the system is working, and it seems to be working. I don't know. Apologize. We were supposed to have Mr. Daniel Ross tonight from the nursing union. And as you can imagine, with what's going on, he messaged me last night and said that he just too many things going on, too many things spinning out of control. So he could not make it tonight. So I called my good friend Billy V, or messaged him, and because of what's been going on with the radio station on Oahu, the Hawaii, the really the only Hawaiian radio station I think we all familiar with. I figured, you know what, and reading Billy's post, guys, after his release, and if you guys don't know, KCCN and some other stations, a lot of our local talent got released. Aloha, pops, my dad from Seattle. I hope you enjoy the show. Anyway, long story short, Billy and Mele and I honestly don't know the other two, but found out that he posted that even though he was released, he encouraged people to support Hawaiian music, Hawaiian culture, and I said, that would be a great show. And I contacted Billy, and they didn't take him long to get the team together and agreed to come on the show. So that's our topic tonight: preserving. I see Billy's in the green room. I'm actually going to bring him in. We're going to break protocol, and we are going to bring Mr. Billy V. What's up, sir? Oh, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Billy, I cannot hear you. Hold on. Let me
Sorry about that. That's my side. That's my side.
Oh, you make me nervous, you see, because we sometimes get technical glitches, and I don't know on technical team, so it's up to me. And I just had freak out for about a second.
I was like, what? Wait. 6:52 and we're already breaking protocol?
Yeah, man, 7 o'clock, bro. But I usually do our dialogue with me and Charlie, but Uncle Charlie, he's the boss of the airport system here in Kauai, and now he has Maui and the Big Island as well. So he is on Oahu.
Wow.
From Wednesday through Friday, and I think he gets in tonight. So I don't know if he'll pop in or not, but the show must go on. You know that, Billy. The show must go on. So I was just sharing a little bit. I know you could hear while you're in the green room. Your post, and as I stated, I'm real sorry about your release, but your post-release post had so much aloha about your care and love for the Hawaiian music, Hawaiian culture, and our local Hawaiian entertainers. It just touched me, man, and I looked at my wife and I said, I think we should ask these guys to come on, and that's what got me to send you the message, and I appreciate the very quick response. So I'm looking forward to tonight for our guests. I know, we usually talk about COVID every night, but let me tell you a real quick story. Yeah. After I got the email from Daniel Ross, it hit me that while we watch the news and we watch the Mel and Charlie show and we hear all about the numbers and the statistics and all of these things, I think a lot of us are very aware of what our healthcare industry is going through, our healthcare workers. But it's not just healthcare workers, it's industry-wide is suffering from employees getting ill and not coming to work, and of course our schools. And I thought, I'm exhausted. I'll be honest with you guys, man. I'm exhausted, and it's been a rough week for those of you that have been watching. It's been a rough week for me, and I thought, what? We used to do a Feel Good Friday every Friday. When we ran 7 days a week, then we dropped it down to 5 nights a week. We did for a period of time, we did a Feel Good Friday segment, where we brought on local businesses. I think that's where we brought you on, Billy. I think we brought you on a Feel Good Friday.
Yep.
And then when we went to 3 days, it's very difficult to get as much information that the people are wanting in only 2 days. So we kind of deviated. But last night, I said, tomorrow will be a great time for Feel Good Friday, and that's what we hear. So tonight, guys, We're going to talk about Hawaiian music, Hawaiian culture, supporting the Hawaiian entertainment industry. And when the others come on, I am going to talk about the release of you guys. And I'm not going to expect any responses, Billy. You guys feel free to respond if you want, but I'm going to give you my observations. But I'm going to wait for the other three to come on.
Okay.
Because I'll be honest, man, I don't like what happened. I do not like, and again, I'm not going to ask. You guys want to comment, you can comment. As you guys all know, most of you in the village, you know, our shows are not scripted. There's one time I sent pre-prepared questions to a guest, and it was Dr. Jerome Kim, because with him, I wanted to make sure we used the hour in the most effective and efficient way possible. I didn't want to, if we don't have a script, if we don't have questions, then we go all over the place, you know. But aside from Dr. Jerome Kim, one time, our shows are all unscripted, uncensored, you know, which is kind of cool for me. I know sometimes we swear, I do, but yeah, I'm gonna say what's on my heart, and that's Lee. Who's Lee? Is that Lina?
Yeah, must be.
Yeah, she's not popping up, so she's got to turn on her video. I'm not sure. I think I'm just seeing Lee. But yeah, you know, you are one, Billy. You, man, people love you, man. People love you on our show. You know, Mele. I'm gonna tell you, Mele's not on, not yet. I don't know what's happening. Okay, who is this? None of their videos are on. Did you tell them it was a video show, or did you tell them it was an audio show?
I hope they know it's a video show. No, they know. So
okay.
But no, I'm also on the same text. Let me see here.
Yeah, I see them in the green room.
Don't forget to turn on your videos.
Yeah, they're not. Oh, I see Lee. Whoever Lee. There's a Lee and there's a Lis. Lis.
Okay.
And Lee's Wi-Fi signal is down to 0, so that might be a problem.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, what happened now? Okay, Lee just left, but there's still Lis, and Lis just left. Okay. So I'm not sure what happened. But I'm gonna tell a story about Mele. I'm gonna try to make Mele feel really bad tonight. Mental Mele, who happens to be from Kauai, by the way.
Yes. We are. She always makes that very, very apparent wherever she goes. She holds that close to her heart.
Okay, I'm not sure what's happening with Liz, but she's not popping up. Oh, Billy V is one handsome guy. No one has ever said that about me. Or no, they actually have said it about Charlie. They just have never said it about me.
And this is my weekend wear, because usually you would never catch me without Aloha shirt on, but it's like, oh, there we go. Mel, hi sister. There's Shannon. Hi brother.
Okay, unmute.
No, Mele, you're unmuted. I can
already hear you. Hi
guys,
can you see me on my iPhone?
There you go. Looking
I can
good,
see it. I can hear you guys now. I'm assuming Lina is LIS, and she's not been up for some reason.
I cannot hear you. It's not that loud.
I don't know why. Really?
Yeah, it's really soft on my end.
Soft.
Billy, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, but I've got it correct. I got it
Let me go try to get a headphone. Hold on.
I hear you guys loud and clear. Why is it so difficult when I bring on radio personalities? The damn thing don't work. What the hell?
And then I think we've got a little bit of with Shannon. I think that we've got low bandwidth. We'll have to figure that one out. Mele, she looks good. That looks good. So
yeah, I can actually see your signals on my end, and no.
In the meantime, while you're looking at that, I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say hi to everybody that's in the chat, because I can see all the comments as they're coming through. So I appreciate the hellos. Thank you very, very much. Okay, and there's
I'm not sure.
She's obviously plugged in. I'm going to turn mine down. Oh.
I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's my internet that's slow, which it's the same internet I use every night, and I'm direct wired, so it's not Wi-Fi. But
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me better?
Hi, Mels.
oh yeah,
Oh,
oh
that's loud
yes, I
and
can
clear.
hear you.
That's better.
Yeah, see, wasn't me, it was you, Mele. And I really have a question for Mele. Oh wait, okay, I think I see something. There we go. But she's in whoever Lina is in the dark. Oh no, yeah, no, maybe that's okay. I see Shannon and I see Mele and I see everyone. And Lina, I see shadows moving on my side. So
And then Janelle says, "Nice ceiling." That's a wonderful ceiling. I think that's a really nice color.
Well, I don't know if Lina, can you hear us? Because we sure cannot hear you. Okay, I keep hearing the bloop, the bloop. Yeah, read the comments. I think hopefully y'all can see the comments because there's a lot of nice things being said about y'all.
I can't see, but tell everybody I said thank you.
Okay, I can pop them on the screen like this, and I don't know if you can see that. So sad to lose such talent. Greedy owners need to go. Okay, now save that nasty talk for me. Our Hawaiian stations are gone, and so is our funny disc jockeys. I mean, it's just some nice stuff. So anyway, I'm not sure what's up with Lina's connection. I hope we can get that fixed. Lina, your Wi-Fi signal is bouncing, so you might want to go stand next to the router. Put aluminum foil around your head so you don't get microwave poison, but go close to the. Anyway, Mele, I got one question for you, Mele.
Oh no, you're gonna start with me already? What?
Yeah, no, but this is pre-show questioning because I have asked you to come on the show several times, sister.
Many times. Yeah.
Yeah. And you contact me, I respond, I ask, and no response. So anyway, I'm joking. I'm just super duper glad that you are here tonight, Mele. Finally.
No, I think it's all timing because we're just so busy. You know, it was all because I never said no. It's just that when you're on, I'm at an event. When you're on, I'm on doing this. When you're on, I'm on stage. So
I just playing with you, girl.
Okay.
I just playing with you. I'm just really happy to have you guys all on tonight.
And aloha to Mel and of course the people of Kauai. Of course, it's my hometown, Kauai, that's tuning in right now. I'm even more amped up knowing that we are talking to my people of Kauai. So aloha, everybody. Thank you, Mel.
Right on. Well, I can tell you, we get people from Florida, we get people from Washington, we get people from all over the United States of America. We actually get people from Australia. I mean, yeah, and you guys on tonight is just like I was explaining to Billy and our viewers before y'all came on. You know, our show is kind of COVID centric, but today we're deviating. We're going to Feel Good Friday. We're going to talk about Hawaiian music, Hawaiian culture, supporting our local entertainers. And the reason for that is because I saw a few of your posts after that unfortunate situation from the radio stations, and I'll have a little comment before we have some fun. And even though it was unfortunate, your comments didn't deviate from the mission of supporting our local people, our local culture, our local music, Hawaiian music. And I was saying when I read Billy's post last night, it touched me because a lot of our Hawaiianism, our culture, is being lost every day. We see it every day. We see it with corporate America. We see it with just the way things are being done nowadays. We're losing it. And when I saw that, I said, these guys are solid. They're people for the people. And I said a quick prayer. Please let me be able to get 4 of them on the team for a show. But before we talk about Hawaiian music, Hawaiian culture, and supporting our entertainment, I just want to say my observations over what's been occurring in the last couple of weeks. I think Mary resigned. When did you resign? It's been a month probably now.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks, yeah.
Yep, December 10th. Yeah, almost a month.
Yep.
Almost a month already. Yep. Yep.
So I was shocked. I read the post and I said, "Wow, something must have happened. Something must have an opportunity knocked, and you opened the door." And then what happened in the last few days made it clear to me. And I could be so wrong. It's not funny, but it's my show. I can say what I want. What I saw happen was you had this corporate giant company called Summit something media or whatever the hell it's called came to Hawaii at some point. And I told Billy, you guys don't need to respond because I respect you guys so much. You guys don't need to respond, but I'm going to say it. So they come down and they find some local talent that's successful, that are good, talented, are all good looking, and you put them in your radio stations and you use them to make millions and millions and millions and millions of ad revenue. You create this relationship between your radio people and the community that they depend on you guys every day. People live their life. They start their day off with you guys, and they start off in a positive way because of all of you. And then for whatever reason, you just say, "Okay, guys, you've given us what we needed. We're going to change direction and see ya." So that's my observation. Again, could be wrong. I don't expect any responses. But in light of all of that, you folks have been steadfast on promoting Hawaiian culture, music, and our entertainers. And for that, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I'm sure most of our viewers, if not all. So anyway, that's my observations. And you guys can take it from there.
I'll jump into a couple of those coming up in a little bit, but first I kind of want to set the stage a little bit. I've been on the show before. Mele's from Kauai, so I want to touch on Shannon for a little bit. Shannon goes back to our KCCN FM 100 days, and Lina girl, who's the one person that's missing. The two of them were paired up together, and they were doing 7 to midnights. And so, brother, what's it been? It's been what, some 28 years? For you?
28 years.
Yeah. So,
sorry.
28 years that Shannon Scott has been on the airwaves with us here in Honolulu. So I just wanted to introduce him. And Shannon, how did you get your start into KCCN FM 100?
It's something I've always wanted to do. I used to always tell my friends, "Oh, watch one day you can hear me on the radio." And I was blessed. I was lucky. I was at the right place at the right time. Actually, Randy Hudnall was the first one to hire me. Kind of fast forward just a little bit, so I'm taking you too far back. But Randy Hudnall hired me, and on Hawaii 105, and then Billy was program director of KCCN, and just so happened somebody called in sick on a weekend, and so he goes, "Hey, Shannon, can I borrow you? Can you mind coming to both stations?" Because we were obviously owned by both stations were owned by the same company. So I did both, and I was going back and forth, and then just so happened an opening happened on Sundays. A shift opened up, and I won't say the reason why, but somebody got incarcerated. And then
wow,
remember that one?
Okay, sorry. But there was an opening all of a sudden for 3 to 5 years, and so Billy asked if I wanted to be a part of KCCN also. So I was blessed and had an opportunity to do both stations at the same time, and then from there it just progressed forward.
Cynthia, I will answer that question coming up a little bit. So
just real quick, Billy. I just want to, Billy. I'm just going to because we got Lina. We got Lina girl.
Hi, Lina.
We got Lina girl. And hey, who gave out my link? Because I see a couple of other people on here that I have no idea who they are. So it could be your owners, your former owners, people. I don't know. That would really piss me off. But somebody else there's like 2 other people on here that I have no clue who they are. So I'm not even going to let them in because I'm afraid.
Hopefully it's not the guy that got arrested.
It might be. It might be.
Could be.
Thinking, okay,
He's like, yeah, I'm going to get my job back.
Yeah. Well, okay, sorry, Billy. You got it, Billy. You got it back.
Not at all.
Buddy.
No worries. Lina girl, who's down there in the bottom, she of course teamed up with Shannon, but it was wonderful having Lina on KCCN FM 100. But before we get into everything else, I want to touch on Mele for a little bit. Kauai, you've got to be proud of her. She's a woman who has been #1 on stations here, different stations in on Oahu, and she's held down the fort, and it's been some of my best years in radio. So I just wanted to mention that because we're talking to a lot of Mele's hometown. Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, Kauai.
Well, maybe now we'll get her. Maybe now we'll get her back. And she can go DJ at the KUAI. What do you think, man?
Hey, that's where I started. You know, that's
a lot of people did.
My foundation comes from 4 years old, 3 years old, KUAI 720 LA in Kauai. When I would go to the radio studios with my family, and especially Auntie Mele Apana, who was Kauai's most renowned kumuhula. I remember being a baby going into KUAI, and of course Uncle Bill Dale and Uncle Mokeale, Uncle and other uncles that worked there, KUI. I remember going there in the 70s and early 80s with Auntie Lovey and all the entertainers that she would bring into Kauai to perform. The Makaha Sons, Olomana, Jerry Santos, Auntie Juno Kiave, Melvin Lead, Karen Kiave Hawaii, Kealoha Kalama, and the list goes on. And I was just a baby going into the studios from the 1970s. And I remember walking into KUI 720 with all of these Nahoku Hanohana Award stars as a baby, as a child. And I remember having a pencil in KUI 720 Ele Kauai. And there was a blue eraser on my pencil. And I remember Uncle Mokeale would interview all the entertainers like the Makaha Sons or Auntie Juno Kiave. And I would mimic everything that came out of Uncle Mokeale's mouth. And he would say, it's KUI 720 LA Kauai. When we come back, we'll talk story with Auntie Mele Apana as we get ready for Hanalei Mayday by the Bay. Remember that, Mel? Hanalei Mayday by the Bay?
I do.
And every time he would say that, I would turn to Skippy or Israel Kamaka Viva Ole or Auntie Juno, and I was like 4 years old, and I would pretend I was interviewing them as a child, and I would say it's KUI 720 LA Kauai, and when we come back with talk story with Israel Kamaka Viva Ole, and I would make my pencil like this, and I would pretend I was interviewing him in a studio. Even when growing up, I went to Kamehameha schools, and every time I would go home for spring break and Christmas, I would tell my auntie and my mom, can you take me to KUI radio? And I want to be there and learn everything as a child. So growing up my entire life in the studio, I would sit there and change the 8-track, change the records, change the tapes. And I would always tell Uncle Bill Dale and Uncle Mokeale folks, one day I want to be just like you. I want to do exactly what you're doing. So I've actually been in radio collectively since I was a baby. And so, you're talking all these years after leaving Kauai, going to Kamehameha. And then when I graduated, I got into radio, and my whole life has been radio. And all of my friends use camera is my radio fan for majority of my life. So, and to say that I come from Kauai, I make Kauai proud. I was just this Kolohe girl that came from Kapa'a, Kauai, and made an impact in Hawaii on radio. It's really a blessing, and I'm so grateful every single day.
I remember that like it was yesterday. For some reason, we had KUI and we had KTOH.
Yep.
We never even had FM back then. It was AM, and that was the two channels. There was one more channel that. There was one more that you could go on, and it would give you the timer, the clock, whatever, the world clock. I forget what the channel number was, but yeah, well, you come a long way, girl. We love you, man. We miss you, and thank you so much.
Love Kauai. Love Kauai. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, Billy, I'm gonna hand it over to you because you're like let's go. Let's introduce who else. Okay. Lina girl.
Hi, aloha. You guys can hear me good?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was having junk connections with everything else. So I made all my family turn off their Netflix so I can be here. Hey, shut off your Netflix, turn off your lights, don't breathe.
Cobra Kai, babe. Cobra Kai.
But Aloha, brother. And I love it because we do have some strong connections. My mom's side of the family is all from Kauai. In fact, my mom's brother, Uncle Matt, is Mele's Arafara from an Automata kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who
My
is that?
Kaopio Ohana. And my mom is a Pakala girl, born and raised in Pakala. Actually, born in Pakala, raised on Ni'ihau. So I have strong connections to Kauai as well. But, I don't have the kinds of stories like Billy and Shannon and Mele that, where they were going to do radio all their lives. I actually fell into radio because I cannot shut up. and Billy noticed that about me when I was playing music. I from early part of high school, and Mele and I both went to the same school. She's just a little bit older than me. Not just kidding.
You.
I joking. Um, I play music with a group called Nawai Ho'olu'u Keanue, which is the colors of the rainbow. And two of the girls are Kalaheo girls, the Santos girls, um, and we had fun playing music. And I would be jamming, we'd be doing all kinds of fun gigs, and we got this wonderful gig on this booze cruise called the Star Dancer, which was funny because some of us were still in high school. um, but we were playing music, and Billy would actually MC for us. He would bring us on, and then we would hang on to the ceiling while the boat would rock, and speakers would fall over, instruments would fall over. It was so fun. um, and I remember during one of the intermissions, he came up to me and he told me, if you ever decide to work in radio, FM 100 is going to be in trouble if you don't work for us. And I started laughing. I was like, yeah, right. Sure. Well, I had a change in my life where my father passed away, and the kind of music in me died. I didn't want to play music anymore, but I wanted to stay connected to the business. I had made so many wonderful friends amongst other entertainers, and I wanted to stay connected, but I just didn't want to be on stage playing music. So I called him up. I tried to see if I could call his bluff. And I said, hey, remember that time you told me? Were you serious? And he told me, come in right now. So I went in on August 30th and talked story with him. I had an official interview, and I was on the air the next day with him as his producer of the Pauhana Posse. And hey, there's a few people here. I'm seeing the comments that they wanted to get some inside scoops. I'm going to let you guys know there was no Pauhana Posse. If you grew up listening to the Pauhana Posse, there was none. It was a whole bunch of pre-recorded people going, woohoo, yeah, woo, woohoo, yeah, woo, Aloha Friday. Yes, it was all pre-recorded. There was only one member of the Pauhana Posse, and that actually two, me and Noi Tanigawa, who did the news. And she wasn't going to cheer for Billy. Absolutely not. That's not her deal. But yep, I was a producer. I produced his show. And then on September 26th, our brother Randy Hudno took over programming at Hawaii 105 KINE and offered me the weekend shift, Saturdays and Sundays. And I got a chance to look out over a duck pond in Kailua and broadcast my first words there. Of course, my first radio show, I think like everybody else's first radio show, was terrible. I read all of the live reads was wrong. I make up any kind of words. I was, I had like 3-4 songs playing at the same time. It was terrible. But I kind of fell into radio, and I thought to myself, okay, this is going to be a nice little gig until I can get over this little slump that I'm feeling about my father no longer being in my life here on earth. But shucks, when you meet people like Shannon Scott and Mele Apana and Billy V and all of these crazy characters that we worked with, Jimmy the Geek, Kid Leo, Brickwood Galuteria, Kimo Kahuana were our morning show. I mean, how can you leave? How can you leave a family like that? And so I stayed 29 years later. Like I never learned my lesson, right? It's been an incredible ride. Yep.
So Billy, it appears, and I could be wrong, but it appears that you're like the proud papa of this group. It sounds like
dad.
Everybody said,
yep.
Yeah,
He's
I
our
didn't
radio
know
pops.
that. I didn't know that, but it seems like everybody is saying, oh, the Billy called, or Billy said there, or Billy. So it's proud papa status, Billy, and
it's his fault.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
Thanks,
screwing
man.
up, Billy. Thank you for screwing up and giving Hawaii this wonderful, talented bunch of people.
You
And
know,
I know
but I
you,
gotta say
if you
something though. I think
go ahead.
we all know Billy as a man that can step up on stage and turn on his announcer voice and rock a crowd. We know that. I mean, we know that. But I think that it takes a humble person to recognize talent in others and to be willing to
Yep.
share that stage. Because
Yes.
we know a lot of people in this business, and Mel, I know you do too, brother, that they're not willing to share that. They're afraid that if they share a little bit of that goodness with that, no more enough for them. But Billy is not cut from that
Yep.
cloth.
Well
he
said,
he
sis.
was willing to recognize talent and share that stage. And I know this because we would walk up standing it next to him, maybe holding shirts. We are going throughout, support him, and then he'd
Yep.
turn around and give the microphone. Okay, here,
Yep.
Well,
bring
Yep.
on Kapana. Whoa, what? Bring on
I
our
know
company. Go
exactly.
do it.
I, I know exactly about that because I told Charlie tonight we didn't have a show, so I could have you guys all to myself, and I could have all the hosting authority. So,
Gotten
but
funny.
don't tell Charlie, okay? Don't tell Charlie. Please don't tell Charlie. He's gonna kill me.
I think what Lina meant to say was Billy would be more like look straight at us with his eyes, tilt his head, brother, your turn. And he would just, in all his drama lines and everything, he would just look at us and like, sister, it's you. And he would just go and he'd just pass the torch on. And Lina nailed it straight on the head, willing to lift up. And that's what we love. Even if it's our dramas, we love you, Billy, and we appreciate you, Billy. We love
Okay.
you.
Now, I just so you guys know where that comes from. So, my first time on a stage was downtown Ho'olaulea. It was in front of Fort Street Mall. It was the KCCN AM 1420 stage, and the Makaha Sons of Ni'ihau are the next group up. The place is packed. You cannot fit any more people. Police are diverting people around the block party. But Skylark looks at me. She smiles. She hands me the microphone. She goes, "Okay, your turn." And I just went, "Huh?" And she just pushed me with one finger and just went and pushed me towards the stage. And I did not know what to say, what to do. But that was time. Guys, that's where that comes from. That comes from Skylark Rossetti.
Yeah, and that is why all of us collectively, we know the generation that we come from. Like everything I do, everything I say,
it was like
it come.
Go ahead, Mele.
Sorry, it was cutting out. But like how Billy was saying, like it comes from Skylark. So for us, we come from the same family tree. Our teachers is me, Lina, Shannon. We always pay homage when we're on radio, on television, whatever it is. We always acknowledge those that paved the way for us. And one of them is, of course, Billy V. And we come from the lineage, Uncle Kimo Kahuano, Honolulu Skylark, Brickwood Galateria, Kimo Kahuano, Crash Kealoha, Kelmi Keakui, Uncle Harry Bisoria, Uncle Sam Kapu, Randy Hano, and we echo their name all the time, whether they're here or they passed on. We even have their pictures in our studio, and we always look to them for guidance, and we always move forward with blessing. But we know because it is our kuleana, and we come from that huge lineage of these huge legends and icons and pillars in radio, and we have to carry their name with us and everything that they could foresee. And so really the responsibility for all of us, it is huge. It is an incredible blessing, but we are so blessed that we were chosen to continue and carry on the next generation and the legacy. And so Billy is one of them. And Billy, we always tell everyone, we always say that Billy is our grasshopper. Billy has taught us so much of our work ethics. And I always tell people he's one of my greatest teachers, my greatest mentors, and we are who we are because of people like him. So anyway, we're so blessed. Love you, Billy.
Love you guys.
If I could equate it to something, because Lina and I, Mel and I, we absolutely love old school wrestling. So it was kind of like
where is this going?
No. It's when Andre the Giant passed on the torch to Hulk Hogan. It didn't dim Andre's lights by any means, right? It didn't make him less famous in any way, shape, or form. It elevated Hogan, and it elevated the entire arena and the organization. And that's kind of like what Billy did, when he passes it on. It's not to stand behind its side, and it's such a stronger force when we all stand together. And Billy recognized that, and he helped instill that in us amongst all those fabulous people that Mele mentioned and others that we didn't get to mention. But we come from the same cloth. And again, Billy was like our direct force to instill that in us. So.
Well, guys, it's going to come down to a time here pretty soon when we're going to have to pass on to the next generation. I don't know how we're going to do that, but that's kind of on the mind. Yeah, Lina.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is that at one point in our careers, we were allowed interns, and then the FCC kind of cracked down and said no, interns can only come in, they have to be in a school setting. I mean, they put all kinds of regulations on it, and it kind of hampered us from being able to raise up that next generation. And I think that now, while I am sad that we've stepped away from terrestrial radio, I think now it opens up a whole new world of possibility for us to be able to share our craft. I think honestly, the technical skill of being a DJ is one thing, but far above and beyond that is the ability to talk story and make sense and wrap it back and, give love and do all of these things and be entertaining and be, and be demonstrative and be dramatic and be, use theater of the mind and use, all of these wonderful communication tactics to tell a story. And I don't think everybody has that now. In fact, I think, we truncate everything nowadays, right? Everything is instant gratification. We don't say the word laugh out loud. We say LOL. We cut short everything. But part of what it is that we do as communicators and as broadcasters is to be able to tell a story. And I think that now we've got these sweet opportunities to be able to share our craft in just using different medium.
Well, I think, the technical side, anybody can really spin a record. In fact, a lot of radio stations have now gone to just playlists, right? You just pre-program playlists, and every so often somebody will walk in and say, hey, say what you got to say. But what you folks, the talent that you folks have, the ability to get people pissed off because they got to get out of their car to walk to their office, and that little 20-second walk. Of course, now you can listen on your phone and stuff, but that stuff you cannot. You got it or you don't. You can go learn the skill to a certain extent, but I think, Mele, you talk about, you guys come from lineage. You talk about, you Mele, with Empty Lovey. I mean, that's legends. That is just huge legends in our state. And with that legacy, comes that responsibility now. And you're talking about what happens next. How do you pass who to who? I don't see too many kids standing up and saying, "Hey, I want to be a DJ for Hawaiian music." Most of the kids today, they don't even appreciate Hawaiian music, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to have you guys on, was to share where do we go from here, and how do we preserve. Sorry, so I'm getting all emotional. How do we preserve Hawaiian music as you folks do it so well? You cannot just playlist together and press start and come back in 4 hours and change the playlist. It's not going to work. It's going to do nothing for preservation of the culture and the music. Definitely not for the entertainers. So, anyway, jump in, anybody, because.
What was the question? Not just getting in trouble.
One of the things that I can do, Lina, I can just take you out just like that.
I got dismissed. I love it. He's
So
so sad. That's so kawaii. Kawaii ass why.
Kawaii SY. And
Kawaii ass
speaking
I'm
why.
about,
actually I'm actually broadcasting live from Niihau right now. Yeah, I'm Hawaiian. I know I don't look it, but I am Hawaiian. Yeah.
and speaking about Kauai, so you talking about the preservation. I even made me think about Kauai because since we're based on Kauai, which is our hometown now. Even I was adamant about trying to figure out again the importance of perpetuating our culture because radio is here, but our kuleana is beyond radio. It's TV, it's in person, it's our mana, it's statewide, it's island wide, it's global. Everything is all about the stories. And I remember 20 years ago when Oprah Winfrey said, when the question to Oprah Winfrey was, how do you're in a world where there's so much division, which we all see it all over the news, television, Facebook, the newspapers. How do you heal the world? And I remember 20 years ago, Oprah Winfrey said it's stories. And so our responsibility, as Lina was saying, is telling the stories. It's not just radio or pressing play and playing the Hawaiian music. It's the stories, it's our language, it's our culture. It is so important. And that's why, like, for me, like, even though I'm here in Honolulu, sharing our stories and our music and our industry, our culture, language here in Oahu, I always work, I tried my best to connect the world. And especially, everyone knows I come from Kauai. I would tell stories a lot about growing up on the island of Kauai. And that's why, like, the question is, how do we preserve it? I cannot do it myself, neither can Billy or Shannon and Lina, but we got to do it together. And that's why I was praying that somebody, so Mel, like, I'm not on Kauai right now, but I'm hoping that somebody on Kauai I know there's like reggae stations going on and there's island music stations, but there's not a station on Kauai that has that plays Hawaiian music, culture. I mean, what you call that? Old traditional Hawaiian music, like how we did here, or island music. But they need somebody on Kauai. Like I was even thinking about, like, how can I plug into my own hometown of Kauai, bring my friends with me so that our voices can help elevate Kauai as well. Because I think we all need to take responsibility. It's not, we can't just sit there and going, okay, who's going to be next? Twiddle our thumbs. I think for Kauai, since we're talking to majority Kauai, they got to take the initiative to say, you know what, I got to be brave. Like Mele guys are leading the way. They're inspiring people on Oahu, but Kauai's got to step up too. And I'm hoping that somebody does something on Kauai, like a radio station. It's not just press play, but the significance of the radio station becomes a platform where we play our music, where we continue to perpetuate our language, our stories, because Kauai has so much mana. And I really hope that maybe somebody tuning in right now on Kauai can build that platform so that we can continue to perpetuate, to foster, to cultivate our language, our hula, our people, and Kauai, like the rest of Hawaii, it's a melting pot. So it's not just tell stories about the Hawaiians, because again, it's going to be lost. But look at Kauai. My great grandfather folks came to Kauai and built all the rice paddies on the Chinese side of my family. But tell the stories, whether you're Chinese, Filipino, Japanese, Hawaiian. But we need a culture station
You forgot Portuguese, guy. Yeah.
And Portuguese,
Thank you.
yeah.
We came first.
Yes.
Really. We came first. Before, of course, not before the Hawaiians, but before the Chinese and the Japanese. We came first. If no one's for us, no more ukulele. All right.
Yeah, exactly. But how important? You see what you get what I'm saying? It's more than just radio. It's a place. It's a hub to bring our people together. Especially like for us, I'm speaking to experience when we had like this whole thing with the pandemic, right? None of us took off from radio for the past 2.5 years. We stayed at work, and when people was scared and didn't know what to do, they needed comfort. And we had an app, pandemic, whether we're talking about Hawaiian music or trying to guide our people on what to do in the middle of a pandemic. The world was tuning into our morning show, and that is a testament. So Hawaiian 105, where we came from, is the number 2 most downloaded music app in the country. We talked to millions of people, and I tell people that's a testament that the world was tuning in to us because they needed comfort, not just music. It's beyond music, but they needed a hub to go to listen to stories. They needed laughter because laughter was medicine. And so that's what I'm saying is it's beyond just the radio. It's our stories. It's our mana. It's our aloha. You can't even put a price tag on it. So can you go start a radio station on Kauai, Mel?
I'm sorry?
Can you go start a radio station on Kauai?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Tomorrow, be 8:00. All four of you be at the station tomorrow.
We coming.
We have so many people that tune in, and most of our viewers actually tune in after the live section. Not tonight. We're having a lot of live viewers because it's you folks, because they want to see you folks. But I wish I was rich. I mean, Mrs. Zuckerberg should drop a few million to start a radio station that could run ad free for a few years, and build the base, and then you can go out and get your sponsors and stuff. But you are so right. I mean, it's not just the music. It's not just it's all of it, and it's all encompassing, and it's the way you folks do it though. You draw the fans from all. I mean, people started listening to your station and they enjoyed the format, they enjoy the laughter and the games and the contests and the prizes. You guys give freaking good prizes too. Jesus, Christmas. Damn.
Okay,
That's
so
probably
to
why
be
they
honest,
let you go.
like,
They don't can afford the damn prizes, Come on.
yeah, actually, some of the prizes was paid for by out of our pockets.
Oh.
we were like, what? We no more prizes? Never mind. Here.
Yeah.
And because we love our listeners.
Yeah.
We love our listeners and we love our artists and we want to be able to help our sponsors and so we pulled stuff out of our pockets to give.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's legal for me to say sorry, but I don't work for them anymore. So
it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. There is the internet radio option, which I see is very successful in some of the genres. I don't know if there's one in Hawaiian, but that's one that I would love to pursue. If you guys want to go try something out, and do an internet radio station, it's I would gladly. I'm not rich, but it doesn't cost that much to create one. And if I did a radio station right now, an internet radio station with Mel and Charlie, we'd probably have about 100 listeners.
Which is
doing nothing. But if we did a radio station, internet radio station with, let's say, the four of you, and you brought your personalities, your knowledge, and I believe you'll be very successful. I really do, because I don't care what that radio station does now. They will not replace you, folks. Oh, they will replace you physically, but they will not replace the mana. They won't replace the feeling that you folks gave people, and they're gonna find that out soon enough. I mean, they're gonna, if they haven't already. I think if they read comments on Facebook, they probably realize they really screwed up. But it's, how do you get this package? And first of all, not let you guys be separated back into your own different radio stations, and because if I'm a radio station, I'd be calling you guys to come work for me. But how do we maintain the family, the ohana that you all have created, not just yourselves, but with your listeners? That's the challenge.
I think it is the challenge, but I think that this is one of the ways to do it. Is knocking on the doors of people who care, and being fortunate enough to be invited to shows like this, where people are gathering here because they care. They care about getting the right information. They care about connecting. People are talking on the chat back and forth. They're making comments, and there is sharing there. So I think it's finding all those different ways and finding ways to tie them together. That is the challenge. We had an interesting one of our broadcast brothers who is in this industry, who is most known for his Halloween storytelling, sent us a message via the internet today, and it was very powerful. And there was a message to all of us radio people saying that yes, this happened, but don't let that stop you. Go to the next level, hui together, or come up with whatever it is and tackle it and go. And I think that will will somehow come about.
Mhm.
It's amazing that the way things work.
Mhm.
If you know, you know. There are whole Ilona, and there are signs, and there are things that
Mhm.
all of a sudden we're seeing, and oh, that's a reason to connect.
Yep.
Oh, that's a reason to connect. Oh, see that
Yep.
there? That's people trying to connect us all together. So we have to find ways to do that. There are people. Thank you, Kamakana. I see the comments of even a lot of the suggestions that your listeners, your viewers are giving right now. That's all stuff to take into consideration. But the immediate thing right now is the current radio station, which we're all connected to. What is the direction they're going to go? They have said in a statement that they are not changing the format of the station. So therefore, if they're not changing the format of the station, even if we are not there, when Mele Apana was fired, I hope you don't mind, I'm telling the story, Mel's, real quick. When Mele was fired, and it didn't sit well with me, and I wound up leaving, and we both left, there was a backlash that immediately began of people saying, you know what, we don't agree with this, and they started attacking the station. Mel's and I, we all of a sudden looked at each other and we just went, stop. You cannot do this. If you boycott the station, you are harming the recording artists that we have spent our lifetime trying to support, to bring and boost up, because people like Lina, who is a recording artist, writer, songstress, they are the creators. And we, yes, tell those stories about them, about their music, where it comes from, what it's about, where we heard it first, or how we heard it first, whatever those kinds of stories. So it's difficult, but so anyway, getting back to the story. So the reason, I lost my train of thought, and I know I was going to do
You're
that.
talking about why people should continue to support local music.
Thank you. So
regardless of where it's played.
There was that backlash, and we just said, you can't do this backlash. You've got to support no matter where they're playing Hawaiian music. And now, with that being said, I want to say this, since I got this platform right now. You know what, people? It doesn't matter if it's Oahu or not, because we're talking about Oahu stations, but wherever Hawaiian music is, you got to support that radio station, that internet radio station, that entity. If they're playing Hawaiian music, that's where the support should go. Okay, I'll stand down.
Hey,
Shannon,
if I can just interject just 1 second.
No, I was actually calling you because you looked like you were bored, and I want to get you on, man. Like we're on the same frequency, bro. You went on when I wanted you to go on. It's awesome.
No, not at all. No.
No, what's I mean, Shannon, what's your
I just want to
you've been there a long time.
Just take a quick moment, and I know that I got some text messages also that people are tuning in, and yes, it's unfortunate, but
Shannon's paused.
and I think
his
collectively agree that the positive thing that we can say is so blessed to do what we love to do. Not everybody gets to do that, and we did it for all these years.
Shan?
Okay.
I think his internet is slow, brother.
Yeah, his signal just went down to.
Yeah, Mel, I just wanted to share something, brother. I know you was kind of joking about you and Charlie only having 100 listeners. That's a big lie. You know that.
Thank you, Lina.
You have so many incredible people that love you guys and support you. And I just wanted to say another thing. The island of Kauai has a history of just being different, just always being different.
We
You
were
guys. Oh wait, I think
sorry,
Shannon
is it
trying to go
good
talk
now?
now. Shan, are
Every
you there?
I think I got cut.
Yes, you did.
But you're back.
No, can you go back to the full screen if you can hear me?
You good?
Yeah,
Shan, you there?
he just let he dropped out. He'll be back.
Okay.
I'm sure
Okay.
he's
Good,
probably
because
gonna
I like talk
reset.
about Kauai. That's why.
Yes, I'll let you talk about
But
Kauai too.
no, but Kauai has always had a history of being different from the time of when the somebody was uniting the kingdoms and stuff like that. Kauai always just a little bit different, yeah. Not really a conquered island, right? Always just a
Correct.
little bit different with how the mayor did things during COVID. Always a little bit different. So I have a
I love your mayor.
feeling, talking about what Mele was talking about in regards to, finding a platform on the island of Kauai that can support the traditional Hawaiian music and even the contemporary Hawaiian music. What's coming out now? We have a generation of keiki that are growing up speaking the language. They're speaking the language and they're writing the songs. They're hakumele in the language. I mean, we have people like Keaho. All three of them speak the language. Three of them write in the language. And I know that we have incredible talent like that on the island of Kauai. I think that it's very possible for Kauai to do something different and be as different as possible from the rest of the islands, because it's just a history that we have. We've always been. So, yeah, that's going to happen.
Yep.
Mahalo for that.
Yep.
Mahalo for that. I promise you, I will go. I will pursue and see what can be done. Shannon, welcome back, buddy.
Hey, how's it? Sorry about that, guys. Connection got bad over here. But no, I just wanted to take a quick moment because I was getting all kinds of texts also too, and I saw one that that's another colleague of ours who was let go was streaming in, and I just want to send some love out to those because the four of us have been in the biz for so long, and I do want to acknowledge as we talked about earlier. It's about lifting others up too. But there's some guys that we worked with, like J.I. Ray's was tuning in. And he was on KCCN FM 100 DJ. Mandy Sugunuma. I mean, all these, the Hammers. I mean, it's just all these people that got let go. Candice, she's an awesome person also. But I saw Jay tuning in too. So I do want to send our love and aloha to all of them as well. But the four of us have been together. And the one thing that I was saying earlier, I don't know if you guys caught it, but I consider it a blessing because I got to do what I love to do for 28 years, and not much people get to say that. And with that, I formed these relationships who I call family now. I mean, seriously, it was an honor working with Lina in the Short and Sweet show. I mean, I absolutely love her. She's my sister. And then I got to wake up every morning and work with Mel's, and I absolutely love her too. She drives me crazy, but I love her to death. And then, and then again, Billy, so I think set aside all the craziness that comes with the business, there are some amazing things that come out of it also. And these lifelong friendships, I would never, 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 never give up and give away, and I would always count that as a blessing. And the fact that we got to be the voices. I mean, Mel. Oh my gosh, you should see how much times Mel and I would literally cry in studio because of a caller. I mean, we just look at each other like, hold our allergies full on act up, like we're just holding back. Especially when the whole the kupuna upon the Mona, and I mean, the calls that we got and the fact that we got to be not necessarily the voices, but more so the connection and help be the vehicle that help get the voices out there so the masses could hear, So it was our kuleana to not just share what we thought, but take what others are giving and share what they thought. And that to me just, oh man, is amazing. I the text messages that we got through the station, the voicemails, the emails, the calls. I mean, how many times, like, it was crazy. And I mean, the whole Ololea the whole Kolea would call us when they're out at sea. it was just, and they're like, hey, we tuning in. Thank you guys for keeping us connected home, and can you please pass on a message that we're gonna be landing here in just a little while. We'll be landing there, and it's just it was phenomenal. So there's so many things that we're gonna be taking along with us in our hearts and our soul, and it's just it's a total blessing, and I look forward to the next great things with these beautiful people. So.
I want to jump in here real quickly here, Mel, and I'm seeing a lot of the comments. And yes, we are not forgetting Danielle Tucker, because Danielle Tucker is an integral part of all of us here. So thank you for
I
those
can't
comments.
get in my car without her now.
I feel like
I don't know what's
crap
going to
right
happen
now
on the
because
road.
yeah, you know, I got to be honest. Her voice is not a radio voice. She has like the weirdest voice, but one that we all have gotten used to, and I love her reports. It's you know, you know that old cliche, you never realize how much you love something until it's gone. And then you realize, wow, you know, thank God she's still on Hawaii News Now, and you know, still get a dose of Danielle Tucker. She get that funny kind of raspy, like
she's got that raspy voice. And her voice is lower than all of us put together.
Yes.
but she's
shut up, Billy. She's gonna punch your face.
I'm gonna throw this out there.
I love you, Danielle. Danielle, I love you.
There into the universe and manifest it. That Waze uses her voice to give you directions. Uses Danielle Tucker too. Huh?
Yeah.
Waze. Hey, if they could put Arnold Schwarzenegger on there and they could use they should. We will make a local Waze. And then we have Danielle Tucker give the reports.
I think Danielle, yeah, and make sure she get her royalties. Because a lot of people use that thing. Yeah, I do believe, you know, it's a blessing in disguise because, you know, there's no more restriction. You guys now have the opportunity. It's really an opportunity now to expand that influence that you folks have built over all these decades, really, and just an opportunity to even touch more people. And I get what you're saying about the text messages and the emails or whatever you get from your listeners. You know, we don't we have a little pitot.
Stop program. Saying that.
No, seriously.
You're crazy.
Compared to your listenership, I'm just saying this though, because we do our show and we started. It was fun. It was just, you know, Charlie, let's go out and our mission is to inform and educate. And then it started to grow, and then all of a sudden we started to say, you know, we going to drop down to 5 days, and we started getting the text messages, the emails, and I'll fast forward to where we actually get messages and phone calls from people that are crying and saying that we helped somebody, and it comes with an nation though now that you really cannot turn off the faucet. You know, you cannot. I told Charlie, bro, we're gonna be doing this till we die.
Yes,
but
yes.
I love. Yeah, but you know, we could probably do the Mel, Charlie, Billy, Mele, Shannon, Lina show.
Oh my gosh, that business card would be like one page.
I think that would be solid, man.
I think there's something unique about the industry of radio. I think there's something unique about the industry of broadcasting and being able to, like I said, it comes down to the stories. People can I'm gonna say this kind of stuff, and it's not meant to offend or disrespect our profession, but you want to hear music, you can listen. There's other platforms that will play just music. You want to hear the news, there's other platforms where you can hear the news, but to be able to hear these people that are sharing stories and their thoughts, and sometimes you want to listen because you don't agree with them. You hate what they're saying. So you got to listen because it drives you nuts, right? And then you got to call in and say, what? You crazy. Why would you say that, Shannon Scott? You know? Why you so crazy? Mele, punch him. Kick him in the spleen, Mele. You know, I mean, there's very little places you're going to go where people are going to be talking and sharing stories that make you feel something. Feel joy, feel fear, feel happiness, feel sadness, you know, and that comes between the music and between the news and between,
Yep.
you know, everything else. So I mean, you're right, brother. In that way, there is a little bit of a kuliana, but you know, we are this is our craft, and this is what we do. And I just hope that for wherever it is that we go, that we're going to do it together, and that we'll continue to take this craft where we can and continue the stories.
Well, there's no way you can. Your heart. It's very evident that your heart is where it's at. Your heart is not there for any other reason but to be servants. You know, for the people and inform and educate. But I just want to say, my dad is in Seattle, and he just said I would call your group the 808 Hawaiian Express. Thank you, Pops.
Oh, Pops, thanks.
He's naming our show already. I love it.
This guy, my dad lives in Seattle, and real quick story. We haven't, because of COVID, we haven't really been able to see him for a long time, and we had planned this Christmas trip. We're gonna surprise him with our two kids who live in Oregon now, and unfortunately, my dad got COVID, so we had to cancel that whole leg of the surprise trip to my dad. So we still haven't seen my dad, but he comes on faithfully every night, except when he was in the hospital recovering. But the moment he was released, man, he was back, and he's our biggest fan, and I love that man. And I like that name. I think you guys should take that with you, folks. 808 Hawaiian Express.
Choo choo! Sound like a choo choo train.
Thanks, Pops. Hey, as we're getting here to the top of the hour, I want to kind of
so radio. We're 4
radio,
minutes away from 8 o'clock. 7:57.
I do want to kind of. There are two things that I want to do and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a chance to think about this, panelists. There's a lot of people here that are making so many comments about our stories and the things that we are saying. So I'm going to ask you guys to pick a chicken skin moment in your career, behind the scenes or something, and I'll let you, and then we'll go one at a time, each of us. But what I do want to say is that here in the short interim, I kind of want to concentrate on where Hawaiian music is going to be. So if they are not switching around the station, how can who's going to be in that chair playing the music? And then, how do we support the artists? So, a lot of, and then the other thing is that we've got to remember that it's not just Hawaiian music, it's Hawaiian everything. Because if you have a t-shirt business, and if the t-shirts aren't selling, then you got to kind of do a different kind of business and figure that out. Well, the same thing goes for radio. It's not free. It is a business. So we've got to support those businesses and the radio stations that are businesses as they continue to try to do their thing. In the meantime, we watch to see what they will do with the Hawaiian stations here. And I'm going to say this from my outside view because, again, I only win in 1 day a week. I don't see anybody on the floor, but it wasn't just the Hawaiian stations. It was clear across the floor where people like Candace Kay, and I'm seeing the comments, and other people were affected as well. So it was something else, I'm thinking. It wasn't just the people. There's got to be something else there. And we may never find out what it is, but we're hoping that whatever it is, they move it in the right direction. Anyway, okay, I'll get off my soapbox. Guys, let's go give him some chicken skin moments. Who wants to go first?
All right.
Mele, you start us off, sis.
Mele, you there? She went go she break.
She's frozen. Really
she's
good at
frozen.
doing sardines.
She's holding.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's quiet. Breath. Yeah, no, yeah, she's not there because
that's the quietest we've seen her.
Quiet.
I know.
Uh-oh. I think we might have lost
how about
Mele.
you, Shannon? You start us off, brother.
Now, Lina, go ahead, babes.
Mel, I know that you being a veteran of radio, no, there's going to be
radio.
I mean, just on veteran. one, one, one
Veteran
veteran
of
of the
listening
police.
radio. Yeah.
No, but I know that in your talk story, you probably have a lot of wonderful moments, and I cannot say that in the 29 years I've had so many chicken skin moments. But honestly, the most chicken skin moment of my life um, wasn't a radio event. It happened on May 13th last year when this family right here, Billy V, Shannon Scott, Mele Apana, and our brother Primetime PP, behind my back, um, gathered with the company that I work with, Kanilea Ukulele, the owners of the company, joined Kristen Souza, and created a fundraiser for me. Actually, not for me, for my husband, Sam. This is a testament of what Shannon was talking about the relationships that we build when we are in a place where we are doing the thing that we love. We love so much, and we build these beautiful relationships. And I was struggling uh, emotionally with Sam's sickness, with the medical problems that he was having. And Shannon and Mele, I had to take off for sometimes for like months off the air. And they would cover these three guys right here. They would cover my shifts. And I told Shannon at that time when he was a program director, I said, brother, I think you need to replace me. Find somebody to work. I mean, go and get one good DJ who's gonna love the music, who's gonna love the artist, who's gonna love our listeners like how I do, and put them there. Because I cannot. I'm stressed out thinking that you guys are having to cover for me. And he told me straight up, no, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna cover for you until you can come back, sis. And it was so stressful trying to figure out how I was going to do things. Well, these three guys, along with Primetime PP and the owners of Kanilea Ukulele, threw a fundraiser for me. And it was 3 hours of beautiful music and sharing. And the monies that were raised were able to help pay off Sam's medical expenses. And people like Uncle Edward Kaapana, Uncle Jerry Santos, Kamuela Kimokeo, Lina Robbins Tamure, Kahanuola of Keoho, Hiia Singh of the group Keolu. These wonderful souls came and they shared their music and they shared their stories and it was just so wonderful. Keave and Tracy Lopez of Hae Hae, they came and they shared their beautiful hula, and that's probably my most chicken skin moment is when all of the lights are off and the makeup is off and there's nobody to impress, that these people are going to come step up for me, and I will never forget that. Never ever forget that.
Love you, sister.
Love you very much, guys.
Love you too.
Wow. Mel's chicken skin.
Chicken skin. I say muted. I was muted. Yeah, that that's the kind of moments, the kind of chicken skin moments that you cannot. There's just you can't put a price tag on them. You cannot. It's just it is what it is, and it's awesome. That's awesome. All right,
Mel's,
Shannon,
you got chickens or?
No, go ahead, Mel. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, it was a chicken moment. Shannon had to put sunglasses. You know what that
I
means.
had to.
The allergies.
My allergies.
The allergies.
This
The
chicken
allergies,
skin
I
moment
know.
is brought to you by
I'm not crying,
Zyrtex.
you're crying.
Zyrtex brought to you.
Yeah,
ahead,
I know.
Mel.
I get allergies at least 3 times a week. I get allergies on this damn show. Son of a gun.
Oh, yeah.
You muted, Ellie.
No, you
Mel's-
muted, babes.
Unmute.
Wait.
Okay, wait.
There you
There you
go.
go. There you go, love.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean there's so many chicken skin moments. I've been in radio for so long. With FM 100, Island 98.5, Power 104.3, and Hawaii 105 KNE. And so there's so much, but I think the one that, as you're talking, like the one that pops out of my head instantly, takes me back to December 21st, 2012. And it was the day that I was with Auntie Lina Alakalamahani folks and on our Ohana. We went to Pearl Harbor, and we was at Pearl Harbor. And it was a day that the Mayan calendar said the world was going to come to an end. But I got a call from Auntie Alla folks and her family, and they asked me to go with them to open up a portal. We had to cross over the uhane that was stuck at Pearl Harbor on that day. And I remember I was really, really scared. I was like, Auntie, the world is going to end and I got to protect my Vienna sausage. And she's like, the world is not going to end. We just have work to do to help cross over the stuck spirits that were at Pearl Harbor. And it was a 9-hour protocol. And I'm basically the kid amongst all of these healers, huge, just incredible people of mana and light workers, and I was chosen to be one of them to do this work. And it was one of the most pivotal moments of my entire life, where I was chosen to go to Pearl Harbor and to open up a vortex and create a portal so that we could help cross over a lot of the dead spirits that were stuck in this realm. After Pearl Harbor, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, there was a lot of uhane. When people initially died in the impact, they got scared, and so they were stuck in this dimension. And so that day, I remember my heart like beating out of my body, opening up this vortex, this portal to help cross over all these dead spirits. And Auntie was like, I need your voice. I need you to come with us. And it was the most monumental, most profound day of my entire life that changed me forever. As the day concluded, we had to close the portal. And there's this, imagine when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, right? There's just thousands and thousands and thousands of people, from children, keiki to kupuna, that died. And so our kuleana was to help them go basically to the light. As we were concluding the day, they looked at me and they said, oh, you have to, there's a message for you. Queen Emma was sitting next to me, and I was like, wait, what? And there's like, oh, Mele, there's a message for you. And I'm like, what's my message? And mind you, there's thousands of spirits that was crossing over it. And so this portal was open for thousands of people, but we had to leave it open for a window. While it was open, Queen Emma, her spirit was sitting next to me. And they said, oh, Mele, there's a message for you. Like, me? And they're like, oh, she's trying to tell us that there's a star that you're like a finger length away from touching, but you have to forgive. There's a lot of things that happened within your own ohana, and you have to forgive. And in order for you to touch that star that is like right there, you have to forgive. You have to let go and just make peace and be pono. And I'm like, what star are you talking about? Hold on, Mary was texting me, and they're like, they don't know, but this is a message from Queen Emma saying that you're this close to the star, like this close, but you just have to hemo, you just have to pull it, and then you touch that star, that whatever she's talking about. I didn't quite understand. And so as we closed the portal, we did our pule, we meditated, we helped cross the uhane over. And they looked at me and they're like, okay, you have to close it. And I'm like, I don't know how. And they said, we'll do it all together. And so in pule and meditation, we closed the portal. And in the meditation and pule, I said, I forgive and I need to move on. And that was December 21st, 2012. Literally the next morning at 9:15, that's when I got the phone call from Billy V. And Billy V asked me, sister, can you be my partner on Hawaiian 105 Kiaini? So I knew right there that was the star that they were talking about. That was a star. In order to touch the star, you just have to release. You just got to be pono. You just got to be grounded. You just have to bring all of love and light into your na'au, into your mana. And that's how everything falls into place. And that was a huge lesson for me. And I remember getting that phone call literally the next morning at 9:15. And Billy V was like, sister, they're allowing me to have a partner on radio, and I would love for you to be my radio partner on Hawaiian 105 KNE. And so that 24-hour period that happened back in December 21st, 2012 lives with me forever. And so, yeah, anyway, I am grateful for that experience. As long as we stay pono, we stay grounded, we just elevate our na'au with our kupuna and keaukua, everything falls into place and synchronized by keaukua. And so I'm so grateful for that.
I'm going to add to that story, and I'm going to turn that around and tell you the other side of that story. I was doing the morning show by myself, and Kimwa Kane is the program director at the time, and he comes and he tells me, I need to talk to you in my office. I says, okay. And he goes, we've finally been given the permission for you to have a partner in the morning. I went, what? We've been talking about this for years. Yes, you have permission to go and get a partner. I says, okay, so what do we do? He looks at me. He looks down. He looks at me. I'm going to ask you a question. I go, okay. He goes, who is the last person on earth you would ever do a morning show with? I kind of thought. And then he says, it's got to be local. It's got to be somebody here. I says, Mele Apana. And he goes, really? I says, yes. She's the last person that I would do a radio show with. It just would never work. He goes, I want you to think about it, and I want you to think about it and come back to my office tomorrow. I go, okay. I left. I did some thought. I did some research. I listened to some of her old air checks from other stations. I came back in the next morning. I went, I was wrong. He goes, really? He goes, it would work. I think it would work. He goes, then call her right now in front of me. And I called her and asked her if she would be my partner. That's the other side of the story.
And your life was changed forever.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yes.
All of our
And so
lives were changed
Shannon.
forever.
Yes.
We're all scarred for life.
We were all changed.
We're all affected by it.
The villagers are asking for a show just on chicken skin stories, and I think we are going to do that.
Man.
We're definitely going to do that. Let me just real quick. When we've had different guests come on, and every so often we'll have the opportunity to hear a chicken skin story, and it just everybody in the audience gets allergies because it's so touching, and I think it's in this time that we live right now, it's probably a good thing to do that often and release a little bit, feel good. So I appreciate you guys sharing. I cannot wait for Shannon. See, he already had loaded up the gun. He put on his allergy glasses. So I don't want freaking glasses. Okay, go ahead, Shannon.
I put it on because of their stories, right? I mean,
I know.
Yeah. No, and I think when you ask that, the first thing that popped in my mind was it wasn't an actual chicken skin moment. It was more of one of the happiest moments of my life. So, and that was when I got to propose to my now wife on stage at the birthday bash. So that wasn't a chicken skin moment. So that was, and the cool thing about it is Lina actually got to be a part of that, an intricate part of that. And Billy as well, but that was on stage at a sold out birthday bash at the Waikiki show. So that wasn't a chicken skin moment. That was a oh shit, I hope she says yes moment kind of excuse my language. Part of a sold out crowd, like, bro, you better say yes. But I think my chicken skin moment, that was one of my happiest moments ever. But my chicken skin moment would actually, and I'm gonna say this popped into my head only because like Mele and Lina and Billy all said, throughout these years, we've been blessed with moments upon moments that moved us emotionally. And one that automatically popped into my head as well is only because I got a message from somebody. And this was years ago when I was back on KCCN, actually. And this is when Lina, we were doing the short and sweet show. And then she actually was asked to do the morning show, and so I was doing nights by myself for a while, and then I started jumping around doing middays and afternoons, and I actually got a call from a lady, and she was on the Big Island, and she had called and she said, Shannon, could you please do me a favor? Could you play me a song, and it was her brother Is song. She was, can you play me a song? In about 15, 20 minutes or so, I'm going to be picking up my mom. she has cancer, and we haven't spoken in years. We had a big fallout, and we haven't spoken in years. But I'm gonna pick her up now, and I want to try and mend things with her. So could you please play us a song as we drive together? And so I did, and I obviously tried to add to it, and I try to speak. And it was one of those moments where everybody else is just gone, and it felt like I was just talking to her and her mom. And I would never, ever, ever forget that, because she called me again after, first of all, thanking me. And then she called me again saying that her mom had passed. But that drive, that moment that the song came on and I was talking to them, they pulled over to the side, stopped, hugged it out, and that was yeah, I'll never forget that, because she actually messaged me again. And every time I'd run into him every once in a great while at a restaurant or whatever. She'd come up to me. She goes, I don't know if you remember me, Shannon, but you did this for me and my mom. And so she just messaged me last week. And so that was a chicken skin moment for me. And again, that story was brought to you by Zyrtex.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
Let me put on my sunglasses, Shannon. Because I'm getting that freaking allergies again. I don't know.
Melissa Bolton,
Yeah.
ugly cry.
See
your comments.
I think a lot of people are. Melissa says ugly cry. Yeah, I think a lot of people. You see that's just amazing, man. That's just amazing. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I want to do this kind of show every night. You know, I really do. Just bringing things in perspective. All right, Billy.
It was May 19th.
And, you know, I don't have PUC regulations to deal with, so you know, we go as long as you want to go. But I definitely want to hear Billy's chicken skin moment, and then I want to ask you guys to do something for our villagers after you're done, Billy.
Okay. It's May 1996. I am a little terrified because I am in a ballroom and I'm about to do my first Nahoku Hanohana Awards as voice of the awards. We've all grown up. We've all seen the Nahoku Hanohana Awards. And for me, it was surreal because this was going to be my first awards that I've ever done. So I'm nervous, I'm shaking, and I'm trying not to show that. The show begins, and it's just like any other show. It goes pretty much like clockwork. Near the ending, there is a commercial break. And after that, Jerry Santos comes out on stage on cue, and he introduces an artist. Israel Kamakaviva Ole begins to sing. Some of you already know where this is going. And a table down in front are the Makaha sons of Ni'ihau. The other three, the Makaha sons, Moon, John, and Jerome. The Makaha sons of Ni'ihau had Israel went his own way. The rest of the three boys stayed together and played. Both entities very successful. But there was a deep rift in the separation of the group Makaha sons of Ni'ihau. As Israel started to sing, the three were moved. One started looking at the other. The other one started looking at the other. Jerome nodded. And the three boys headed up to the stage to sing Kaleo Hano and finish out the song that Israel Kamakuvivo Ole was singing. There was not a dry eye in the house. Behind me, Keli'i Raichel, just bawling uncontrollably. A couple of other people on the side, entertainers, just in what is going on. I mean, and then there was nothing but applause because they never thought that they would see a reunion on stage of these four magical music makers. At the end of that, they hugged together and they were crying and calling each other's name out. And so that would be them on stage. It stands as one of the magical moments of the Nahoku Hano Hano Awards. That night there, and afterwards, the applause just went through the whole commercial break. To see them come together like that night made Hawaiians across the Pai'aina realize that Ho'oponopono is possible. Reunions are possible. Anything is possible. To see these four together on stage, and it would be the final time that they would be on stage. Israel would pass away soon afterwards. That was 1996, about 20 years later. That's 2016. I am working at Hawaii News now, and the anniversary is coming up around. And celebration of Israel, because his music, of course, Over the Rainbow is blown up. So I get a chance to take a young woman who comes from my hometown by the name of Lacey Denise and retrace steps as I take her up to Palihua, to the place where Israel recorded his songs. The music board was still there. John DeMello escorted us and talked story with us and shared with us his stories. And I got to pass on to somebody else in the younger generation the stories of Israel as he was making music high up on the mountain overlooking the city. And so these are just some of the chicken skin moments that all of us get to experience in this business we call radio. Nels?
It's stories like that, as we can see, and we hear, Shannon, Lina, Billy, myself, collectively, what is the frequency that we're all sharing, right? And everybody's emotional. So that is a testament of the power of stories. And these stories have molded us to become the voices that we are of Hawaii. And our kuleana is to tell us a story and to inspire others and to empower others. The power of aloha. It doesn't matter what island you're from, what continent you're from, worldwide. If we all just did a little bit of aloha, the gesture doesn't cost any money. But these stories that we just give a gesture of aloha, of kindness, like Auntie Pilani Paki said, right? When the world is in turmoil, we see it all the time on the news. When the world is in turmoil and the world is looking for peace, the world will turn to Hawaii because Hawaii has the key, and the key is aloha. And yeah, and I always tell people, I cannot do what you do, and you cannot do what I do, but we do together. And if we just have the little mindset of let's create a win-win, and we do together, I think this world will be a better place. You don't need radio, whether you're at home, a school teacher, a counselor, a board member, a mother at home taking care of the kids. If everybody just did 1% of giving from the heart, and you experience these stories, like all of us, we're not special. We're just a regular brother, sister, auntie, cousin that we all have, that live down the street. That's all it is. We're not special, but we just do our best to inspire others. And so may our stories that you see how emotional we get, let it be something that we all can hear tonight, and we share this on Facebook. This will go worldwide, and everybody that's tuning in, just digest this, take these in, quiet our mind, quiet our spirit, because we're not anybody special. But let our stories be inspiration to everyone listening. That we just took a little initiative to do something kind from the heart. The impact, the ripple effect that we cause, that we can create, is so powerful that it goes beyond us. And thank you for having us tonight. Though this
Yes,
has
thank
been
you.
a crazy impact and the world is watching, we get to change the landscape and the narrative, whether we are be the 10 o'clock news that's telling our story about this whole radio thing. But I think right now for us, like us as a family, like me, Billy, Shannon, Lina, when we're sitting and we're texting each other on a daily basis, and we just remind each other we got each other's back, and we have things to do for our people. Our kuleana is much bigger than just radio. It doesn't stop here, whether it be on television, Facebook, social media, radio, in person, on stage. Our kuleana never stops. Our job is to elevate, to cultivate, to foster, to inspire, to empower our people, not just here in Hawaii but worldwide. So thank you.
Mels, thank you. And
You
you know
know,
what? And if you get the chance, share these stories, because I know that after the show is done, this will be on Mel and Charlie's Facebook page, so you can share the stories with everybody else. Mel.
yeah, thanks. I know a lot of you came on late, and I have a YouTube channel. Again, I'm a horrible promoter. I don't make no money off of it. I'm not doing this so you guys go run over there. So I don't get zero money. But you guys can go to my YouTube channel. Very simple, Mel Raposo. This was aired tonight live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I can, on my screen, I can see all the different platforms. We have a lot of people on the other platforms. But if you want to go and watch this and share it, you can go straight to my YouTube channel, and you'll find it. It'll be up tonight. Right after I'm done, I'll go ahead and put it in the playlist, and you get to share it. I encourage you to share it with everybody. One thing that happened tonight, and you guys are still not done yet because I have a special request for you folks. But one thing that was definitely obvious and evident tonight was the fact that the heart, your aloha that you have, the love that you have, the chicken skin stories, and I'm sure there's many, many, many from each of you. A lot of the people that, unless they know you, they hear you on the radio. You guys are a bunch of fun loving people and amazing talent. But tonight they got to see that side of you all that maybe is not really portrayed the radio, and because we get to see you and not just hear you. We get to see the sunglasses go on. We get to see the little wetness coming down your. I love that. People say, "Mel, you." No, I'm actually I'm a soft fellow. I cry when I watch Rocky beat up Apollo Creed. I cry when seriously, man. I cannot watch movies in front of my wife. She watch what the hell is that channel that Hallmark. Yeah. So, I gotta watch them, and I gotta pretend that I hate it, but then I always cry at the end. And I say, "Oh, you crying?" But now I learned something from you, Shannon. Allergy. It's my allergy.
Allergies. Oh.
But anyway,
The hay fever.
Hay fever, yeah, I tell you. But I wanted to ask you guys to do something for all of us, and because there's been some we missed on the radio. We haven't heard all, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys a couple of minutes to just go for broke and just pretend you just make the red light just went on air, and just have some fun for a couple of minutes. Nothing drastic, but just have some fun with each other. I know it's not planned, and I'll be okay if you say no.
Let's do it.
Yes, all right. Right on, Lina. I love you, girl.
Let's do this.
Who's gonna go ahead?
Do you want me to start it, Lina?
Let's do this.
Go for it, Billy.
And don't forget, you start with the station, yeah.
and with the station.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. There's two sides to me. That's why, because there's the radio side and there's the MC side. So, I was going to ask you which one you guys want. You want the radio side?
Whatever side,
Take the
whatever
MC
side you
side
give,
and throw that
whatever side you give,
the
we'll
MC
be
side
right there
away.
with you.
Sorry, Mel.
We like-
What was that?
We like shishi laugh.
Let-
We like shishi laugh.
No, okay,
We like
that's
laugh
Mel's
so hard
job.
with shishi.
That's Mele's job. The shishi laugh, shishi panty. That's Mele's job. I'll leave that to her. So okay, gosh.
Let's pretend we're getting out of Daniel Tucker's traffic, and it is 7:20 a.m. on a Friday morning, and the red light is coming on.
Wait. Hang on to that. Give me a moment.
Let's
Props. Get the props.
You know what? Let me go last. Let me set up. Somebody else go.
We must
Lina.
have the
And
drama.
remember, it's the 808 Hawaiian Express, because I don't think you can use that other crap. You can use the 808 Hawaiian Express. Whatever I'll be honest. I'm pissed. I am pissed off with what they did, but let's end on a good note.
Mels, let's not be pissed off. Let's see what they do first. That's kind of a key thing here, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think it's, if we can get more people to be, the whole thing about us is that we've been positive, and even tonight has been super positive. So
Awesome.
we're wanting people to be positive where they can about Hawaii things. And as far as specifically on the radio thing, it's like, you know what? Let's see what they do. They've already said that they're going to commit to culture and Hawaiian music. So let's wait and see what they do. Anyway,
Let's
go ahead.
do that.
Somebody go.
All right.
Let me rephrase, Mr. B.
Yes.
I'm not pissed off.
Hey,
anymore. I'm not.
if you guys
I'm
gonna,
freaking happy that they changed the format. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic.
All right,
'cause-
here we go.
Okay, somebody.
Here we
can
go.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
8:31 in Hawaii. You are locked into the 808 Hawaiian Express. Lina Girl cruising with you right here. And I got my Ohana hanging out with me. We got Billy V in the house. We got the incredible Shannon Scott, who is still the same height he was when he was 12.
Hey.
We got the beautiful Mele Apana. Yeah, whoop, whoop. And we're hanging out with our brother Mel Raposo. And we're talking tasers, guys. Who went out and got the taser? Who is standing in line to get their taser?
I already went and got one taser.
What? You did?
Well, I had one taser before the thing was even legit, for real. Like, for real, I would get one taser.
Kawaii,
No, because you guys, Kawaii is why. You never know when anything was going to be apocalyptic. You know what I'm saying? So, in case I had to protect my poi and my dry aqua and somebody was coming for me, boom, zip, zip, I wouldn't go zap her. But I went, for real, like, no, I wouldn't get them all makakao. No, true story, for real. I'm trying to find it so I can show it to you guys. But I already have a teaser.
Hey, Mels, hang on for a
Kawaii
second.
is why.
Hey, Mels, hang on for a
It's probably
second.
purple and it looks like lipstick.
Okay, Shannon. Hey, Shannon.
Yes.
I see the phone line ring. Can you pick up the phone, please?
Line 2.
Hawaii 105. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is David. Who am I speaking to, please?
This is Primetime PP. How can I help you?
Sounded like yeah. You guys talking about tasers, so I just wanted to jump in and said, I've forgotten my combination to the locker for, get them out. And so I was going to see if you knew anything could help, but I just thought I'd call in and say hello.
Thank you so much, David. What shape is your taser? What is it shaped like?
It's shaped like one taser.
Is it shaped like
a
a
taser in
missile?
any kind of shape, right? You can get the taser look like one lipstick. You can get one taser look like one dog. You can get that taser look like
I don't
one
have a buzz.
phone.
I don't have a buzz button over here because in studio I can buzz them and beat them out.
Okay. Well, I think it's time for me to go now. I gotta go find out my Twitter password. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
And we gotta go now. And we gotta go now. Yeah, the next song from Kelly Rachel is coming up. Mahalo. And now it is 8:15.
Broadcasting live from Honolulu. It's the
no.
Billy V Radio Show.
Oh.
It's always about the dramas.
I get
And we
I
get
get
that from Billy.
Yeah. you see that you guys are awesome. Just solid. Now,
Yeah, and nothing is scripted.
it absolutely not. Nothing is scripted. But Billy, I need you to help me. I need you. I'm going to give you a phone number and a script, and you need to use that voice with my script to call a few people.
Oh, you like talk to David? You like David talk to some people?
Absolutely. Yeah, we need that. We need him. You know what? I have not seen him for over a week. I don't. Is he still around? I don't even know. Is he still the governor?
Hey, don't make like that. What you doing? Stop that.
I want to make
you
one
guys
quick
all
correction.
watching. Make sure you get vaccinated. What the hell you doing? Okay, thank you very much.
I just I want to make one correction.
Go ahead, Shannon.
We and Billy and I were because when you partner somebody, for those who don't know in radio, yeah, there's kind of like one captain or whatever case may be, and you throw it to the other two, and Mele and Lina were the color and the comedy of the show is always So we had a script, they just never followed it.
No.
So I was like, we had a script, but
Nope.
Mele would never follow it. So after a while, it's just like, oh hell, it was just a piece of paper. I was like, okay, whatever. so I just wanted to just throw that in there.
It's kind of like the UH football team. Yeah, they had the playbook and they just forgot to use it. Did you see them rip that guy when you Okole tonight today at the Senate hearing? Man, they just beat his ass up. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
but no, I gotta tell you something really funny is that all of us have worked with each other in partnerships. When I first started, I was with Billy, and then my first official show was with Shannon. Mele started on Hawaii 105 with Billy, and then she ended up with Shannon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The only thing is that me and Mele have not yet been able to work a show together. I got a chance to guest in, when Shannon, had when he had disease, then I would step in and work for him. And that was fun, crazy lady show, crazy radio show. I don't know if Billy and Shannon ever worked an on-air shift together, but I know they worked on stage together. What was that like?
No, but guys? I did run to grab on tacos before.
Oh no, here we go.
That was the abuse of the interns, which is why the FCC stopped allowing us to have interns in the radio stations.
I was
because he would say, "You Shannon, fly, I buy."
You fly, I buy. Yes, that was Billy's favorite words. You fly, I buy.
I'm supposed to be learning how to do radio, but I'm getting his tacos and his dry cleaning.
Yep.
But that meant free lunch for us, and who is broke college students? I was like, okay, sounds good. Thank you. So
people fun. See now they want you guys to come back once a month now. You see.
Be careful what you ask for.
Well, you guys are in this transitional period. Feel free to come on at any time. We can have a lot of fun. We really can.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity, bro.
More than anything, thank you so much for allowing us to be together. The four of us, along with our other radio ohana, we love hanging out. I mean, we do what we do on radio. We do what we do on stage. We do what we do when we're playing music. Not all of us can play music. Shannon Scott, quiet, don't sing.
Shannon is tone ole. He's tone ole.
What is my rule, Mele? What is my rule? What do you tell me not to do?
What
do you tell me not to do?
Tone ole loa. I don't know, but he's very.
She tells me not to sing to my children.
No. Don't sing to your kids.
But more than anything, thank you so much for letting us come hang out with each other.
Thank you.
No, man. I mean, listen, guys. Everybody's busy, and for us on our show, we trying to get people to come on for an hour. It's tough sometimes, and I just want to thank you all for agreeing to come on, Billy. The choir master. Now I understand. He's Papa Smurf. He's the guy. He's the man. So.
Yep.
It was, and I just appreciate the opportunity to have you guys on, and I can tell you, our viewers are in a very good mood right now, and they have enjoyed the show, and they want you guys back. I cannot even pay our guests to come on. We just have absolutely no budget. It's kind of we can send tips. Somebody say we can send tips. Yeah, let's put a virtual tip jar. I don't know
Hey,
what to do,
No,
but it's really
it's
what
all
we
about
want to.
uplifting each other. We
Yep.
lift you up. You
And
know,
hey,
and and the stories, we had a Chucky Boy Chalk on our show a couple of times, and he
oh,
oh
Wow.
my,
Oh,
oh my
listen,
gosh,
we,
we're like crazy
listen,
fans.
yeah,
listen.
All
yeah,
four of us.
yeah.
Chicken
Love
skin
Chucky Boy.
moments. Chicken skin moments is just it's galore. He I don't think he can speak about non-chicken skin moments. We had Kumu Hewitt on our show. We've
Kamay
had
kapo
so
ka na rin.
many. Yeah, I thank you because I never like screw 'em up with Hawaiians in the room.
I got you.
But
I got you,
we
bud.
thank you, sister, and we've had a lot of people come on and tell stories and of old Hawaii or Kauai. Kauai, as you said, Mele, full of stories. I mean, we hear them because we live here, but a lot of the neighbor islands have not heard the amazing stories on our show. We've had Kumuhula Pavao, Lina Ala, and the stories to me is what makes it worthwhile. The stories to me, when you talked about KUAI, I'll be
Yeah.
honest, man. That was the radio station my mom and I was little, and I remember had how many of us in that little 2-bedroom studio, and every morning my mom would make our lunch and she would make our breakfast, which was really our breakfast was toast and butter and
Yep.
hot chocolate. And I remember the little radio. I can visualize it right now as you said it. I'd forgotten about that. For decades I have not thought about that until tonight. And I remember I can actually smell the butter on the toast. And I remember Bill Dolly's news report every morning. His
Yep.
voice, he had a unique voice. Yeah, almost like
Yep.
Aku Head Pupuli or whatever his name was on
Mm-hmm.
Oahu. They had that special, unique, kind of like a Billy V voice. It's like it's just not most normal people don't talk like that.
Comes
Billy's
from the
But
not
the,
normal.
Na'o.
the stories, the
From the
stories
Na'o.
take you back, yeah, in time, and actually starts to allow you to smell the fragrances of that time, and because life today, we're going 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour to nowhere, yeah, because we just got to be there, just because we forget a lot of that stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember you smelling the smells of the sense of special times a lot more when I was younger. And I think life is just getting in the way of us being ourselves and enjoying and appreciating our past. So you guys did that for me tonight, and I'm sure you did that for a lot of our viewers tonight. And I cannot thank you enough.
hey,
Cannot thank you enough.
Mel, real quickly here, on behalf of my fellow panelists here on the show, we really want to salute you and Charlie. From the beginning of this show, you guys sought out to bring truth to the people of Kauai, and that's extended to people around the state and around the world, really. But
Mm-hmm.
thank you for doing that, because it's hard to come by these days. And it's nice to know that there are places like this where you can get the truth, to talk things out. And we even enjoy the fact that when people start to get kind of antsy in the comments, that you guys bring it down and remind everybody to share aloha. So through you guys, we appreciate that very, very much. Thanks to you both.
Hey Mel,
You're
you were
very
joking about well, I don't know if you was joking, but how you you were talking about how sometimes it's hard enough for you to get a guest to come on and spend an hour with you, but look, the four of us, can shut us up. It's been almost 2 hours. And we still talking.
yeah. My wife just left. She just took her suitcase and she just left. She said, "You can have them. You can have them." I said, "Bye." No, just kidding.
I only get 4% left on my
On
battery
your
life.
phone.
Sorry, guys.
No, no, I mean, we rarely get the opportunity to have guests like you folks that can carry the audience that long. And I honestly, and I don't think I've ever said this, I don't like the night to end. I mean, I don't like sound like I'm fruitcake, but a little marshmallow. But I don't. I'm enjoying myself. I think you guys have re-energized some emotions that's been gone for a while, and I can only imagine how. I got to be honest. I don't have time for this in radio, so I don't really hear. But I can only imagine how your listeners, your fans, feel right now, because there's a gap in their life now that they got to fill with Spotify or some other bullshit app, and you guys are missed. And I cannot wait to see the next unification of the dream team, and I really cannot wait for that, and I hope it happens soon. But enjoy this time and relax and enjoy each other, enjoy your families. And I have a very special thing I'm going to play for those that want to watch as we exit out of here. The 1996 concert, or Nahoku Hano Hano Awards, that Billy talked about. I have it queued up, and we're going to actually watch it. If you want to, get your Kleenex ready, because it is. I actually watched it before a while back, and we're gonna play it out. But any closing thoughts before we load up the video?
Maha, say aloha to Bakleon family and Kualu family, Kauai. That's family for me over there.
Just
aloha
real quick,
to my
thank you.
Nizo and my Kaopio Ohana. I love you folks very much. To all of my guys over there on my Lihuna Road. Boop boop. Love you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hey, to the village. Remember,
And
we are the village. We are the Ohana. We love each other. We gotta remember that. Right? We remember that. We do everything for each other, and we all will be cool. So let's exit out of here with.
And before we go, I want to say mahalo to everybody on Kauai, and I'm here in Oahu. But everything I do in honor of my family, the Apana family from Wailua, Kauai, especially my auntie Lovey Apana, who is one of Kauai's most legendary kumuhula. I am who I am because of her, and I'm proud to say I'm from the island of Kauai, right there in Wailua. So with that said, before we go into the video clip of Brother Is, I was just going with my na'au because tonight is very special, because we are accepting the requests and the invitation from my island, the island that is my Onehanao, the place that has groomed me to become who I am. So this is for our people of Kauai, the hometown of yours truly, Mele Apana, on behalf of my brother Billy V and my brother Shannon and Lina and all of our family in radio. I know Keakua and Akupuna will got us, and we're gonna level up. Buckle up, because it's gonna be awesome. So to my people of Kauai, this one is for you. love you, Kauai. To the world watching, we love you, folks. Always remember to aloha, kekahi, kekahi. I'm Mele Apana. Mahalo, Mel. To our family and friends, a warm aloha. Ahui ho.
Damn, allergies are bothering me. Jeez, Louise. Here we go, guys.
Aloha.
He has not taken the easy road. Things seem like they're not going in the direction of the music he wants to make. He creates new avenues for himself. He does so with a wonderful countenance, does so with a face that is full of love and life and smiles, and he does so with music that speaks to our sings with aloha. He cannot be here with us because he's not feeling very well, but he is watching on TV tonight. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to say, love you is, okay? Okay? 1, 2, 3. Love you is. Mahalo. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Israel Kamabigo Ole.
Us guys is forever. Our ancestors before them. So I do this song for you guys. It was written by my brother-in-law, Mon Kawakahi. To my rest of my brothers, John and Jerome, to all the real Makaha sons of Lina, past and future. I do this song in commemoration for another Hawaiian brother. Song goes like this.
Come, baby.
Love you, brother. Love you, brother. Love you, brother. Aloha, auia mauna kea. Ikea uoke, ahi ahi. Olono, olono, olono. Ika leo kamakani. To all everybody, from Nigi Hau to Milo Ligi, Kichara, Malama everybody. Love you, Hawaii. This is your Kamaka Viva, everybody.
Don't go.
Ooh, wow. How was that, sister?
That was amazing. And my phone never died.
Yeah, everybody else said Maki. Well, thank you so much.
But thank you for that moment.
I don't know
brother.
why the video looked like it was choppy on my phone.
It's
Yeah,
all good.
I'm not sure.
It's the
but
magic moments. That's what it's all about.
it
Mahalo
is.
nui for your time tonight, brother. Happy Aloha Friday. Have a wonderful weekend.
Same to you. Love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. God bless. We'll see you guys on Monday night, everyone. Aloha. Love each other, everyone.